Reanimated Jiraiya meets Kashin Koji in Boruto.
Perhaps you're simply lacking a purpose to give you direction.
Like what?
Yes, we can try that. That just may work.
Hello everybody, there's a lot going on in Boruto Naruto Next Generations at the moment, with multiple plot threads unraveling in both the manga and anime. As separate paths are starting to intertwine, we have been exposed to multiple new heroes and villains, with some characters remaining somewhat ambiguous. One of the newest heroes, who was once considered a villain, is Kashin Koji, formerly one of the inner members of the villain group Kara, with Kara being the thematic successor of Akatsuki in the franchise right now. We met Kashin as one of their most powerful members, and it was easy for fans to assume he was a villain, especially with the way he debuted against the heroes. However, the tables have suddenly turned, and now Kashin has become a twist hero in the battle against Ishiki, Otsutsuki, and Kara. Despite failing to defeat Ishiki, we saw that Naruto was quick to put together Kashin Koji's identity after witnessing his techniques, and was immediately suspicious as to the correlation with his former sensei and father figure Jiraiya. Created by Amato, a genius scientist and biologist who rivals the level of Orochimaru if not surpassing him, Kashin Koji is a genetic clone of Jiraiya and also has been enhanced as a cyborg by the scientist. Kashin's creation, along with other advancements in biological science by Amato and Orochimaru, now implies something further, that characters have come closer to fulfilling the gap to a perfect reanimation jutsu, or perhaps they already have. Due to this, many fans have theorized different characters that may make a return to the series, via either reanimation jutsus or cloning technology. And despite Koji already being similar to Jiraiya, he is still far from the personality that fans have grown to love. We have come to see that despite him having greater physical and ninjutsu abilities, and seeming more like Jiraiya would in his prime, he does not necessarily have the same knowledge or life experiences that Jiraiya did, and that made Jiraiya such a good passive resource. We here at the Divine Sage believe it is quite likely that the real Jiraiya will return to the franchise sooner or later, through either cloning or more particularly through an advanced reanimation jutsu, so that it is thematically opposite to Koji Kashin's creation. Before we get to breaking this idea down, don't forget to leave us a like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment the key phrase reanimation jutsu in reference to the greatest forbidden technique in Naruto for a chance at winning our giveaway. What could happen between a reanimated Jiraiya and Koji Kashin? Koji Kashin is established to be a hero at this point, and he survived his battle against Ishiki Otsutsuki by barely escaping via a toad summoning jutsu, much like Jiraiya himself would have done. We know that Koji is still out there and will definitely be making a return to the series, most likely much sooner than later. As science in the series ramps up otherwise, fans are witnessing a much larger emphasis on the biological discoveries of Orochimaru and Amato. It leads fans to speculate if Orochimaru, who is already known for his proficiency in the difficult reanimation jutsus through past events in the franchise, will pull out another twist advancement in revival science. And if so, who better to use it on than his best friend and one of the few people he visibly regrets not being able to help. If characters like Jiraiya are set to return, and it is their exact self via reanimation or reincarnation, or perhaps a hybrid between the cloning process and reanimation, the real question then lies in whether they will be heroes or villains. We've seen reanimated characters be used as both weaponized slaves and also be able to have their own free will to contribute to the hero's efforts, so it all depends on how the reanimation, or in this case hopefully a full-on revival, plays out. Koji and Jiraiya could either be friends or enemies depending on this. It would be an ironic twist to have Koji Kashin helping the heroes while a reanimated or evil version of Jiraiya otherwise aids the upcoming villains. This could form an additional interesting dynamic for the plot as it continues to ramp up, and would be a good way to give Koji Kashin more story and development. Koji vs Jiraiya would make for an interesting battle, assuming the reanimated or revived Jiraiya is enhanced cybernetically or otherwise in the same way Koji was. On the other hand, if Jiraiya were to return as his heroic self, perhaps he could partner up with Koji. The two of them would be quite helpful to the allies, as Jiraiya would be able to provide more of a mentor role with Boruto and the next generation, much like Jiraiya once did with Naruto, while Koji on the other hand could be the physical representation of Jiraiya's will that assists characters on the front lines in epic battles, much like he did in the battle against Ishiki. The two of them could invent new jutsu together, together, and in general, having them both helps to grow the squad of Toad Sages and Rasengan users, almost like a new Toad clan. Naruto had an excited reaction to Koji, and surely would be shocked to discover the return of Jiraiya. After losing Kurama recently, Jiraiya's return might be exactly what Naruto needs to get back into full gear. Likewise, if Jiraiya returns as a villain, it would just be another thing that turns up the heat on Naruto and forces the cast of heroes to grow stronger. With the dark tone that Boruto has been taking upon itself since Masashi Kishimoto has returned to the helm of the series, it's hard to predict if things will keep getting darker or if there will be good moments sprinkled throughout, as he does love to pull twists. We here at the Divine Sage hope to see Jiraiya return as a hero for Naruto's sake. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to leave us a like, subscribe, and comment Reanimation Jutsu for a chance to win our giveaway.